Theresa May promises to inject £2 billion into the housing market to fund social housing. But with the new universal credit expected to delay payments to the people that need it the most, will this really help? More than 10,000 children will wake up homeless or in temporary accommodation this Christmas alone.
And I'm here in Sheffield to find out what it's like to be homeless and what local charities are doing to help.
My name's Sue Smith. I work at Ben's Centre for Vulnerable Adults in the middle of Sheffield. I'm out here today with Helpers Help. They are an umbrella sort of information centre that helps all the charities that work in and around Sheffield with vulnerable, homeless and people with mental health. It sort of encompasses them all in that lovely umbrella.
4,134 people are estimated to be sleeping rough at any given time. However, in reality, this is more likely to be over 9,000 people due to hidden homelessness. Whilst walking down a busy street in Sheffield, I found Tara sitting under some scaffolding for shelter and asked her about her situation.
But every day I go into council and they just keep saying, oh, the waiting list is 2 to 3 years. So 2 to 3 years to get somewhere.
That's a long time.
A long time. And to say I've already been homeless for 4 years.
Yeah.
And they're saying to me, well, pay a bond. I can't pay a £500 bond. I don't get no money. So where am I getting £500 from?
I also spoke to Paul, who became homeless after a relationship breakdown and has been sleeping rough for 4 months. A lot of people don't get help until they're at crisis point. Do you think that's true?
It's true, yeah. Because I don't know when to accept it. I don't know if they need identification or get turned away. I mean, I've been turned away from loads of places. It's like somebody builds a big wall and says, oh, I don't claim benefits to get what I tried to claim benefits, but they told me I didn't have enough identification. Well, they had a list. I can't get anywhere to live unless I get benefits. It's like a catch-22.
Is there anywhere that you can go to, like, sort of...
What, showers?
Yeah. Just down there?
Yeah, just down the bottom of that. Yeah. Probably out to and get a shower on Monday and breakfast and stuff like that. Two places. You can get dentists, doctors. You can get doctors and just find the right days to get them.
Austerity has meant that more and more people are at risk of losing their home, and it's about actually helping and supporting those people. We're stemming a tide right now across the country, and I'm determined in Sheffield that we will do everything we can to support those. I was nearly made homeless because I was evicted by a landlord because of a boiler that was pumping carbon monoxide out, and that was 20 years ago. That can happen to anybody.
Homelessness has a human cost. The unique distress of lacking a settled home can cause social isolation, create barriers to education, training and paid work, and undermine mental and physical health.
Well, I come, but it's like, do you know what I mean? I come to the each to their own, innit? Everyone's different.
What would you say is the worst part about it, about having to sit and beg?
Well, just people looking at me and thinking that I'm a druggie when I'm not, and, you know, like judging me and giving bad remarks. I hate it. Like, I've had about 10 people pass me here go, druggie. How do they know? Because I'm not even on drugs, you know. But most of the time, I wish I was, because I might as well be. Because I get called it and everything else.
Having a mental health problem can cause an individual to become homeless, yet poor housing and homelessness can also increase the risk of developing mental health problems.
Just look at you and say, oh, you're homeless, well that's it. You must be strong, you must be great, you must be like something like that. It's not like that. If you went on our sat, homeless people in town, I'd have a story to tell. Depends what you do after that, doesn't it? I felt like committing suicide when I first got to that home. I was still on the bridge, I was going to finish myself off. So I didn't. That close, I've gone over that, I've passed all that stage. I don't want to end my life. It's too even an hour and a half getting the kids a week, just keeps me going.
When people have mental health issues, they can be quite isolated from society. We have a few clients that have been terrific hoarders, which has sort of led them to lose the tenancy, and then they're out on the streets and then they drink or use drugs, or some don't even do that. They're just vulnerable adults suffering with their own mental health, and it's easy to slip through the net and lose your mental health worker. And then what do?
Do you wish that people would get to know you before they judge you?
Yeah, I mean, no one can judge anyone, that's what I believe anyway, only God can judge.
Do you think it helps to have a religion? Do you think it gives you some sort of like peace of mind?
Before I sit down, I always pray to Allah, and sometimes it does bring me luck. You know, I've sat down before I prayed to him, and sat down, someone's just given me 20 quid. You know what I mean? Today I'm not doing very well, but, you know, well, this is my first drop, and it's obviously and I'm going to give me. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good Christmas. Thank you. Most of the time, kids pass and they go, Mummy, I want to give it to that woman. I don't know why. My kids used to do it, like when I had my kids and we'd walk about and see homeless people. All I wanted to do was give to them.
I've had to be almost at any time. I don't know, it depends. I don't think about it. It's just in the days. It's sort of like putting it back in the mind. If I'd have been at home and I'd had up trimmings out of the tree and pot, yeah, you can't do that. Just sort of got to put it behind you, and it just goes on.
As I was wrapping up the interview, a police officer approached and asked us to move on. Paul told me that this happens all the time, but I was surprised to learn just how criminalised the homeless actually are.
Just coming from that, do a lot of police talk to you? Do you get criminalised?
No, I haven't been criminalised yet. You just get told to move on, and then you just go there somewhere and start somewhere else. There's a lot of them ask about how are you and stuff like that. If you're alright. It's nice. I mean, I've noticed a lot of homeless people out the place out. You know, a lot of homeless people stop things happening on the streets. You know, like they're like the ears and the eyes of the police more or less. I mean, I've had it up there before when a girl came out of the club and she was really, really paralytic. And these two guys grabbed her like and started dragging her off down the street.
Yeah.
And I told the police and they went and rescued her. Like.
It's been unbelievable. I mean, I've been here an hour and we've spoken to 81 people already. That's 81 people who we've chatted to. So many people have took carrier bags away to come back with donations. This can range from shower gel to socks to hats. Do you know, it's just a generosity. People feel real compassion when they see somebody sat in a doorway, and they just do not know whether that's a professional beggar, a homeless person, an addict. And I say, I don't care. Those people need help.
Despite Paul's troubled past and his current situation, he remains optimistic.
I am really the baby, you know, I've got fear. So we're in two different worlds. Well, I don't know, these people walking around, they might be on the stuff. We've got words every day, haven't we? People have got worse words than me.
And I think, coming from yourself, sort of a person that has sort of no material wealth or anything like that, I think the message that you've just said of supporting each other and being compassionate, I think that's a really important message.
You got to be compassionate, just saying hello to me is just nice. Just say, you're right, mate, have a good day. That'll do. When people look at you, just ignore you, like get a job or jump or it's not right. I don't want to be in it.
Speaking to the homeless and the charity organisations, I was reminded that small acts can make a big difference to people like Tara and Paul. Even though they are surrounded by people on the streets, it is often the lack of contact that distresses them the most, especially at Christmas time. If you've been affected by anything in this video, you can find help and support on the links in the comments section below.